who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher, and their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fisher, and our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Scripchuk. Their mission: to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team.
Welcome to the Garage Heroes in Training podcast. I'm going to be the host for this episode. My name is Bill.
And I'm Audra.
I'm Vicki.
Yep, that's us. Miss Audra, It has finally happened. We went to an autocross. Not an autocross practice. Not an autocross training. A true autocross event where times were scored, classes were made, mistakes were made. We did it.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you.
Mistakes were made.
But you had fun anyway, though, right?
I did have a good time.
Yes.
I would certainly do things differently next time.
Yes.
But there could be a next time.
There's definitely going to be next times because they're, to be all honestly, they're just quick fixes if you think about it for the racing. It's just, it's a day.
It's not the kilo of cocaine that endurance racing is for the weekend.
No,
but
it's a shot of caffeine.
It's more like Jolt Cola, It's
right.
Not quite the same, but you can't OD. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is more than just a cup of coffee, though, right?
That's why I said Jolt Cola.
Large, delicious cup of coffee.
Yeah.
With expensive coffee beans.
It just felt like it was a
flurry.
No, it was.
Snowfall.
I want to keep saying non-committal, but that's not the right word. It is when you go there, you don't have to take so much, and you don't have to. It's a race weekend. It's a lot of BSing, and
but the car doesn't break.
Well, the car doesn't really break, and you don't have to do a lot of maintenance. You don't have to do the garage. You don't have to do the paddock. You don't have to, take all the food. You don't have to, it's just a nice light day.
Yeah.
That's what it felt. It was
it's
a nice
light
break.
on the old checkbook too, isn't it?
A little bit.
It was. Yeah, it was.
A little bit.
It was good. So, but, in this instance, so we end up going out at Homing Mall, which is a closed mall, and they used a good section of the track.
Parking lot.
Not the parking lot. And so the track was pretty substantial in size for an autocross. And of course we what's that?
Call it the course.
The course, yes, the course. So but in this instance that we took everybody with us. So we had to take Zoe, our big 130-pound Bernese mountain dog,
and growing.
with us. And and she was an absolute hit because she was a no maintenance dog. She just sat on the sidelines and just hung out. So much so that one of the older gentlemen that was there watching everything came up and goes, "I must commend you on how well behaved your dog is, because she was a very good girl."
In my head, I'm thinking she's not well behaved. She's lazy.
She's very lazy. Yes. So yeah, she kind of went around and visited everybody and just hung out. So she might end up being a track dog for these little events.
Mm-hmm.
She enjoyed herself too. So
oh, that's lovely. Well, there's always a lot of people that want to be petting the dogs at an event, right?
Yep. Yep.
Seem to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, Miss Audra, you've run many of these events. You've participated in more of these events. We did a few things not quite right.
All right, let's hear the stories.
So it all started with registration.
So at the beginning.
At the beginning, yep. As we open up the book.
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1. Things
screwed up.
automatically go wrong.
So it wasn't all us. So when they set it up in Motorsport Reg,
Mm-hmm.
they do cut and paste, like event to event to event to
Mm-hmm.
event. I've never been on the other side of Motorsports Reg. I just sign in. So when I signed up, it was saying it didn't give us a spot to put our SCCA numbers,
Hmm.
and it didn't give us a spot to put in what car we were in.
Really?
So I couldn't figure it out. And I'm like, I know I have to put this in, but it wouldn't do it. So then I was like, screw it. We'll just do it day of. And, we'll spend the extra $8. Woo! They're like, oh, well, we won't charge you the $8. I'm like, you have no idea how much we spend on a race weekend. $8 doesn't matter. But thank you. So anyway, we end up going there. And then, let's see. The cool thing that they had, which was fun, was they gave out wristbands, like the wristbands that Lemons has and everybody
Mm-hmm.
else has when you go to the track. But on the wristband, they had a QR code. And if you scan the QR code, it gave you the live scoring of the event. Who knew? I
Nice.
didn't find that out until like 1:30 in the afternoon when it ended at 2.
So
Whoops.
someone gave you something with a QR code,
No clue.
and curiosity did not dictate you to immediately take a look to see what it was?
Not only did curiosity not take over, I didn't even look at the band. I just got a race band. I'm like, okay, race band. Yep. Had one of those. This one's yellow. Yay. Didn't even look. But anyway, so we screwed that up sort of with some help. And then let's see. It was Liam, our son, his girlfriend Sid, Vicki, Jennifer, and myself. And then we got there with the dog because we were like, all of a sudden, we're like, okay, there's no one home with the dog and we're going to be gone for the entire day. So the night before, we're like, oh, we got to bring the dog, which isn't a terrible thing, but it's okay. So we get there and then they're like, okay, there's A group and B group. And I'm like, this doesn't work because if you're in the A group and the other B group is working, then nobody's going to be watching the dog. So I'm not going to race because I just had eye surgery
Again.
Oh boy.
Again. You know what? Here's what I've
giving
come
me
to.
junk.
He's either very self-sacrificing or he's just not interested in racing anymore.
I would go with the former.
I would go with the latter.
Anyway.
And I'm staying the heck out of this.
Ah,
Yep. Good plan. You can end up in the bathtub and you're not even here. Max will be walking in tonight going, why are you in the bathtub? Oh, it's a long story.
no, I literally had people on the side who would be willing to keep an eye on her since she wasn't going anywhere, but Bill wasn't going to do
But
that.
they were going to have to do it for the entire day. And I did not feel
No,
good
we
about
were
that.
going to be in and out.
We weren't going to be in and out. We were
No.
going to be in the car or in the field. Anyway,
Yep.
doesn't really matter. We got there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So what were you going to drive? You have 5 people in 2 cars, or did you have 3 cars?
We had 4 cars.
Oh, you have. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, we have plenty of
problem
cars.
solved.
Yeah. So Vicki and Jen were going to share the spec Miata, but wasn't on spec tires. It was just on overly cooked hand cook RS4s.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Vicki is in the middle of the day. She says, "How many heat cycles are on these?" And I'm like, and she's like, "Did you hear me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm still counting. Hold on." I'm like, "It's over 40."
No,
So they're super sticky.
Yeah,
no,
super
they
sticky.
felt very rolly.
Yeah.
So I, there was a lot of things I needed to do.
So I was forced to utilize our friend Jaime from the Race FF podcast. His way of telling when tires are worn out is when they start sparking, they're getting close. So they weren't sparking yet. So I said, just, suck it up and deal. She's like, I should change these. I said, okay, you drive home 2 hours, go get the tires, bring them back 2 hours.
He didn't say that.
And we'll be gone in another hour. So it's up to you. That's all. That was our only option. We did not have plan B. So let's see. So Jennifer and Miss Vicki shared the Miata. How did let's not with how you drove. How was the Miata for autocross, my dear?
The Miata was a lot of fun for autocross. It is an autocross car.
Okay.
It really is.
Good. I think Jennifer enjoyed it. She seemed to have fun. And then Liam and Sid were driving his daily driver street tire Civic. I think it's a 2024, 23. I don't know. SI. It's a manual. So
Yeah,
so they had a good time. Unfortunately, Sid got a little in her head and
She got spooked.
worried herself and would not drive.
oh no.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. But everybody was willing to take her out. Everybody was willing to drive with her. Everybody was willing to have her be a passenger. She was given if you want to, you can be the first person in line where nobody's on the track and with an instructor, and she just didn't, she wasn't feeling it. But now afterwards she is feeling it, so she wants to go do this.
So what was she afraid of? Was she afraid of not finding the course? Was she
was worried she was going to be too slow.
She just has anxiety with driving a stick and car control anyway. And I, was just having this conversation with her. I said, we're afraid of what we don't know. And the safest way of getting beyond that is going on a course where you can't hit anything and go in and out of cones and get comfortable. And it doesn't matter how fast you go, because there was an 80-year-old woman out there that had to have been going about 20 miles an hour.
Maybe.
And it was a darling. She was in an older car, her grandson's car or her son's car, I don't know, but she was out there with a much younger gentleman, which I think was a family member.
Probably.
And she, purple hair, and she's a little badass. And she went in there and just people were cheering.
That's right.
Didn't matter.
Yep. So that's what we'll be doing someday, Vicki.
That's right.
Yep.
So the fastest car there did something like a 31-second lap. And the lady that Vicki was referring to, she was like 96 seconds. So it was not fast.
No, that in walking speed.
Yeah,
it really
was not much more.
Yeah, that's okay. You know what, she was out there. She was doing it. If she having a good time, awesome.
And I think what, that's more than what it's about right there, is just having fun. Some people are way into it, and there's some things I need to talk about because I don't get it.
Okay.
I don't get it.
All right.
But
well, why don't you do those, and then we'll talk about our driving exploits, shall we?
Yeah. So how about if we discuss, besides our own exploits, about.
What do you want to do, the questions or exploits?
Let's do the questions.
Okay, go ahead.
And then we'll lead into the exploits.
I know what one of them is.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So are you talking about what I had witnessed with all these other drivers? Oh, okay. Yes. I didn't understand why people had little pump bottles with spray water to spray their tires. And they were spraying their wheels. And to me, in my brain,
and their brakes.
In my, I don't know if they were doing the brakes, because mostly they worried on the tread or something, but I didn't get it because they kept coming in like after every stint, grabbing the tire, leaning over, it's hot. And then they go over and get the water bottle and they spray the tire, and then they send another person out. Well, to us, that's sticky tires. Sticky tires are pretty good. Right?
Well, there's a line between sticky and not sticky.
Greasy.
And greasy. So if they get too hot doing autocross, because especially if you're dual driving, they can get greasy. So you want to keep them cool enough so they don't get that. I mean, I don't know what your weather temperatures were. I don't know if you were on concrete or asphalt. I don't know what your tires are rated for. But if they get too hot, it's definitely
not asphalt.
Stop it. Stop it. Yeah, I didn't understand it, only because my thought process, because I'm coming out of the type of racing that I do, track racing, is that you're only on there for a few seconds. And you're not really getting to the speed, say, that we do on track, where it's like really pressured. But I guess that we prefer rotation more than we do, sometimes sticky. We value the rotation of the slide on the tire. So that it was like I've been to a autocross or seen autocross. I never saw them pull out a water bottle and start spraying stuff. It was only like 3 guys or 3 teams that were doing it, and it was dual racers. That was it also. So maybe the cars
they can definitely get too hot. Max and I co-drive my M2, and
Okay.
especially during the warmer months, they will get too hot and they will get greasy, and you won't have the traction that you need. Because it's a lot harder on the car and on the tires than doing track. Like track is much more like smoother motions. You know what I mean? It's not like
Mm-hmm.
you're not driving the car hard, but it's a different kind of hard. And I think the tires do get hotter faster doing autocross than doing,
Mm-hmm.
just general track day.
Okay. Understood.
It's more turns per second.
Yeah. So yeah, there was that. And I have to say, when it comes to dual driving in a caged car, not ideal.
Mm.
Not ideal because I had the 6 point harness. That was a real pain. So I think that if I had to do it again, I would not do it with that particular car.
Which
Um,
which brings us to our second fault of the day.
which was,
We were under the impression that since it was a 6 point harness race car that you had to wear Hans device.
yep,
So
Oh.
we did not change the bolts in the helmet for
for
Jennifer and Vicky,
Jennifer.
for Jennifer and Vicky to share the Hans device. So Miss Vicky ended up giving Jennifer her helmet, so our names were wrong for the entire first
So
session.
yeah, well, no, yeah, only for the first, not for the first session, but for the first run.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were saying that we could change that after, so it eventually got changed. But yeah, so we learned that Hans are not necessary for 5 point when you're doing autocross.
So
That was something that we learned. 6 point, sorry.
so
Yep.
error number
Yep.
two.
Error number
However,
two.
in between error number one, which was what? Registration. Error number two was the performance of my team during the pre-race walkthrough was abysmal.
What do you mean?
You can't mess up a walkthrough.
Oh
Why?
no. Oh
Why?
yes, you can.
Yes, we can.
Oh yes, you can.
So you go out to do the track walk.
I
And
went completely off. I went completely off. Like I saw the cone. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking.
Joe Pesci and
I know.
Lethal Weapon
Here's
here.
what I'm thinking. Okay.
They at the drive-through.
The weird thing about the autocross is that it requires rapid processing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
In racing, you don't really have to. So even though I did the walkthrough, I didn't exactly register where all the cones were. I knew where they were, but when I was driving that fast, I wasn't processing fast enough. So I completely, like towards the very end, I wasn't even on the course. I was on the infield and I was just going around. Their guys are like, "What the fuck?" You know. So um
So they didn't have any type of novice coach or
They
anything?
did. Oh
they
no.
did.
Oh, they did. But you
They just
see,
saw the number on my car and figured I didn't need one.
when when
So
when you are going around with the novice coach and you're kind of casually looking at the cones and talking to everyone there, it doesn't really get you.
hmm. No, I did the walkthrough and I did notice everything. It's just that I think on that particular infield, I didn't know exactly where the cones were. And Jennifer did the same thing like twice. So,
So so I'm watching, and because I'm on the side, Jennifer's first run was amazingly fast, amazingly fast.
I'm like, she's kicking my butt.
You know why? It was it was like a sharp entrance right turn,
Mhm.
and then you went through a long sweeper into um a slalom, and then it went to further on. Jennifer turned that entire sequence into a really long sweeper.
Which must have been super fun.
Was. And it's really fast to go through a slalom when you don't slalom. Like if you just stay where the cones are always to your left, she was amazingly fast. This
Yeah.
was error number four.
So when you get out there, I mean, when I first started autocrossing, I hadn't done anything else. And all I saw was like a sea of orange.
Mm-hmm.
And I always had instructors with me to keep me on course because,
Nope, no instructor with.
oh,
It was single seater.
oh, right, right. So is that
So,
like, did she get out there and just see the sea of cones and?
well, the idea of a pointing cone
Mhm.
I'm not sure, may have been contemplated mentally, but not fully understood. So it was more of a guideline than a rule.
Ah,
So shall we go into, there were 10 runs for the day. And apparently in autocross land, you can get penalties for hitting cones, which
mhm.
we did not do very many.
Oh, that's good.
Not many. However, there's these things. There's a special font they have. It's kind of like a number, and then it's another number, and then there's a decimal, and then there's three more numbers, right? But the font is weird in that there's this horizontal line right through the middle of all those numbers. I don't know if you know what this means, Audra. You may
I
have
may
seen
have seen it a time or two myself.
once or twice. Yeah.
Mm.
So in an estimate of how many of these special fonts with the line through them, out of the 10 runs, would you care to guess? Care to guess how many each?
Perhaps two or three apiece.
Yes, perhaps. That would be acceptable, right?
Certainly.
How's 6 or 7?
Were they the 6 or 7 before the ones that did not have the line through it? Because then that is an acceptable scenario.
It was kind of line, 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 good one, line, good one, line, good one, good one, good one.
Oh, good. So it's improvement throughout the
Yeah.
day.
Oh yeah, lines went down as the day went by. Error number 5 for those
That's just novice stuff.
home game
That's
stuff.
fine.
And honestly, I think that if, I kind of went out there way overconfident when I drove out there, and I just should have taken the track and just drove it first, and then the second stint just banged it after I got comfortable. But no, I didn't do that.
Error number 6 for
Yep.
the home game players.
Yep.
Yes.
Arrogance will get you every time.
Yeah, well, I got humbled because the guy came by.
all you track
The novice guy came by and was like, "Get in." I'm like, okay,
Wah, wah.
I got it.
Care to guess? I've got 2 more that we can do really fast.
Oh,
Sure,
yeah.
go ahead.
Okay. Miss Audra,
Mm.
what are 2 things that are critical to your autocross and to your autocross safety? 2 things.
2 things critical?
Yes.
I'm not sure where you're going with this.
Okay. I will volunteer my answer since my question was so poor. Miss Vicki,
Tire
How ma-
maintenance.
how many times did
Oh.
you check the tire pressure?
I didn't.
Okay. How many times did you check the torque on your lug nut?
I knew what the torque was, but I
Yes.
didn't do it.
But did you check it in a recent amount of time, like perhaps that day?
No, I
Okay.
did before I took it out, though.
Home game players, we're up to number 8 now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I learned. Listen, I've been humbled. I've never been autocrossing. I think I once. So
Went to
I
Evo
got
school, which is practice.
yeah.
We never
So
really did
I
it.
got humbled. And that's when I knew, like on my very last stint, I'm like, these tires feel really weird. And that's when I realized I barely had tread on the outside of them. So, hey, it was a fun day.
Okay.
I learned a couple things. I wasn't in there so much for the competition. I was just there to have a good time.
Nope. Miss Audra,
So how did go ahead? I'm sorry.
it was a debacle.
It was a buck.
We knew what we should do, and we
Mhm.
came, we saw, we did none of them.
Well, also, how much really, I mean, if you really think about it, how much time did I really have in between because I had to share a car? And that was a lot. Yeah,
Might do.
that was a lot. So, if I did it all again, I would not share a car and be able to properly do what I needed to do for a car.
I don't think
once I
sharing a
figured
car
it
was
out.
the problem. I think it was that it was a race harness
The race harness was a
with
problem.
a cage.
Hmm
Anyway,
For
you
sharing was
you
tough.
did one, and then she did one, and then you did.
Yes.
It
Yes.
was
And then as soon
alternating.
as we were done, we had to go out. So it's not
Mhm.
like we had to do a whole lot of maintenance in between. It was, jump out and then kind of figure out what you had to do real quick. But, you know, uh, probably doing a pre-autocross podcast would have been great to kind of prep it because there's a lot of stuff that I had forgotten that was necessary. But, when I go out and play again, I'll know much better what I need to do the second time around.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there's some learning curves for sure.
Hmm.
The dual driving can be very busy. So sometimes what Max and I will do is I'll take all of my runs, or he'll take, usually I make him take all of his runs to heat up the tires
Hmm.
because of my car. And then I'll take all of my runs. So that actually gives us an opportunity too, like if you want to jump into somebody else's car and take a ride along or something like
So
that.
you, so
Time to
you,
do
you
it.
guys don't toggle. You just do your runs and then he does the runs.
Right, because we have all the seat adjustments. So, he's 6'3", I'm
See,
5 feet tall. So we
that
have
would have been freaking smart, but no.
I'm
so
running out of
that's something
fingers.
to think of for the next time. Plus it'll give you I think the important thing is for you to buy yourself some time to jump in with someone else and have a ride along.
Hmm. You
Error
know,
number 9.
sometimes the obvious it's just so overlooked. I'm mastering the hard stuff. Uh,
It was a sad, sad day.
yeah.
Sounds like it was a great day. You learned a
It was
lot.
a good day. My son bailed after the first sessions
Mhm.
Lunchtime.
because yeah, around lunchtime because he had to go home and study for
No,
midterm.
he was taking a midterm. He wasn't studying.
Oh yeah, he was taking the midterm.
Oh
So
boy.
he had to be home for that, but he came out to enjoy our day, which was nice. It was our anniversary, which was even nice.
Oh, happy
So
anniversary.
thank you. So we went out and we played and we invited the
Mm.
family.
And how was it working the course?
Okay, so I the course was fun because I can bullshit with anybody. So
Oh,
so I had a ball just messing with the people that I was with. Jennifer not so much because Jennifer ended up out in a part of the field around 1-2 when she just got all the sun.
Oh,
All of the sun. And the thing was, is that I did have umbrellas that she probably could have spent some time over, like with a group. She probably could have shifted with her group because there was there was 3 people per each section.
mhm.
So she would have been able to get a little bit of reprieve. And I know another guy that was near us where he had to walk off the course and had somebody come. But she ended up getting it to where the next day she goes, I have a migraine and I'm
Mhm.
just nauseous. I'm just so nauseous. I'm like, you're dehydrated is what you are. You were out in that sun because her whole face was red with just, not from sun, from, like sunburn. She was just having a heat situation.
Yeah.
Um,
So, a couple of things before you go autocrossing. The day before, you should front load and drink as much water as you can.
mhm,
And
mhm,
then the day of, like literally, you should have a gallon of water. Like
mhm,
everything that you should be doing in between driving is hydrate and sunscreen.
mhm,
Hydrate, sunscreen. That's
mhm.
all you do all day.
Hydrate and sunscreen.
Yep.
Yep. And I don't think she was doing that.
nope.
So she ended up like not going to work the next day, or she left early because she said she had a splitting migraine,
Yeah, that'll
like
get it.
like a tingling migraine. It was kind
Mhm.
of like one of those things. So
Error number 10.
yeah, but I ended up having shade in my part, my section. So it wasn't terrible, but it was fun. I mean, we really enjoyed it. I had 2 like younger kids with me, and I kind of did a lot of pointing, and I did have questions about, what, well, one of the guys was there who was, he had the horn, and he was the one that was radioing in our group, and I was like, um, "What does CS mean?" And then he told me what CS meant, and then I'm like, and then I
Car
saw
sucks.
like, yeah, and then I was like, I saw like a GS, and I'm like, and it kept going, and I'm like, does this go like all the way to letter Z? And he goes, no, it stops like around H or something,
Mhm.
and then it's like novice. And then I saw one go by and it was like BS, and I said, I want to be good enough to have BS on the side of my car. And of course they just thought that was funny, but Jennifer's like, I want AS on mine. So but that would require a lot of work. But anyway,
different car.
Yeah, so I was actually learning what those symbols were because this is a whole other field for us. And the other thing too, because we had to share a car, is that I had, my car number is 23, and we had to get blue tape to put every time I was in the car, I had to put a 1 after the 3, so just so they can keep track of who was who, which we didn't do like practically the whole first stint that we were out there.
Error number 11.
Yeah. So, things to know. Things to know. But I know now, because going in there as a novice, I went as a true novice, but I still came out third place. So for novice.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. No shame in that. Nice.
Yep.
So Miss Vicki came in third.
Awesome.
Most importantly, our son came in fifth.
And he left half a day.
in a better car. With more power.
Yep.
Better powered weight.
But you were in the same class.
Yeah, no, I know. But he came in
We
fifth.
were all novice.
He came in fifth. Vicky came in third. Tell me I'm not having fun with that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you are, but I can totally justify every reason why Vicky's car should be kicking his butt all week long.
Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story, Audra. You
Well,
know
I'm
the
sure
rule.
his son's not going to listen to the podcast, so you're safe.
Exactly.
But I do have to say, it is like, instead of racing on the track where it's like sequences of just adrenaline, those things are like little bullet shots of adrenaline when you're on autocross.
Yeah.
They are. It's like, you're chasing the adrenaline because it's so brief. I can see why, it's like a little junkie thing. It's like little fixes. They're constantly having little fixes like, oh, I could do it again. Oh, what do you mean? I got to wait for like another hour and a half before I get back on there again. So, that's the only downside that I find about the autocross is that they're so freaking quick. And then, you have to figure out what you did and then you got to wait and then you get back on again. That's the only downside about the autocross. 'Cause I guess you used to having that long-term adrenaline rush. I mean, you have like a 10-minute adrenaline rush, when you're on the track, before you kind of level in. Um, but, but you know what? I would say autocross is a great in-between race fix, for car control. And that's one thing I kept telling Sid, about you'll feel a lot less nervous about working a car and then working the shift and having car control. You got to look at it like car control, not racing, but car control for you right now. And I said, you'll have way more confidence. And you know what? You paid B there too, and you don't have anything to prove to anyone. See? No, because you know what? The reality is nobody cares. Nobody cares. As long as you're not hitting anybody, you're fine.
More people to play with.
And I find generally that autocrossers love novices. Like they want to help you. They want to get you up to speed. People are super psyched when you come in and you're like really slow and then they see you get so much faster by the end of the day.
More people to play with. More people to play with.
And that's what it was. But the other thing too is what really stunned me is that parking lot was empty in 20 minutes. I mean, there was like, I'm sitting there going, oh, okay, we're afterwards, we're going to have like a little kumbaya at the end or something like that. No, like people were gone.
Like there's a cone sucking monster out there. Those cones were like,
right. Within a half an hour, it was like nobody was there.
It's like it never even happened.
Never happened. It never happened. That kind of stunned me a little bit. Just a little bit. The guy's like, hey, did you have a good time? I'm like, hey, could you come back again? Yeah, sure, I will. No problem. It was really great. I learned a lot. I did learn a lot. And I said, but yeah, it was fun. And next thing I know, it's like half the parking lot was empty. It was like, where'd everybody go? I mean, they were just gone.
Which leads me to a question, Miss Audra. If this is the style of autocrossing, why were you so slow to get out of the paddock at your first limits race?
That's a very good question, Bill. Very good question.
You know why? It's because all the stuff kept coming and coming and coming. out of the garage area. It's like, what do you mean? We got more?
Well,
Can't we
really,
just leave
so the
stuff?
first one was New Jersey.
Yes,
It
yes,
was so messed up,
yes, it was.
right?
Yes,
And
it
then the
was.
second one was Thompson, and we thought
Yeah.
it was like autocross, like you pick up at the end of the day, but no, it takes you
No.
way longer at the track. You have to
Mm-hmm.
start, in the
Yeah,
morning.
you guys started right after the track
First
closed.
driver goes out. What don't we need? Put it away.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
so you'll note now that our garage is completely empty by noon on Sunday. So
If the
yeah,
car
Right.
breaks afternoon, sucks to be you.
whatever. We're going
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
We can
Can
fix
I
it when
borrow
we're home.
something out of your garage?
That's right. Jeremy, put your pants back on. I need your wrench.
Jeremy does have a problem keeping his pants on. He's always half naked. Yeah. Yeah, but it was fun. Jennifer did well too. Um, she she okay, so since the beginning of the year, and as much as we kind of went into a half hiatus this season, uh we didn't do a lot of in between races.
Mhm.
We didn't. And some of the races we didn't even make. But that also affected Jennifer because Jennifer is attached to us in that way. So when she got done, she was just like all fired up again. It was like somebody had just like lit that match under her butt. And she was just ready to go. She just kept calling like, thank you for taking, that was a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. You could tell how much she missed it, the adrenaline part. And of course she's already had like a lot of changes in her life right now. So that was, us not racing would have been a sense of normalcy.
Mhm.
And we didn't have that either. But, us going out, this is going to be our last race coming up at the end of the month. And then next year, I think we're going to go ahead and put a couple autocrosses in between, the races, you know,
So,
probably local.
oh, that's great. That's
Hmm.
really good. Go back to you guys have been, giving me a hard time about autocrossing all this time. Now you're finding like the joys of autocross.
Hmm. It's very social.
Yeah. But what else did you learn like about, car handling and, you know,
Well,
where
for
you
the
should be on the cones and things of that nature?
my issue more than cones, I mean, besides the fact that I missed the whole, infield of the end, um,
Only a couple times.
of the end of the course twice. No, once. I did that once.
You had a few
Um,
others then, because there was a few scratches on your list too.
yeah. Um, I would say that starting, like punching it and getting up to speed quickly is something that I wanted to work on. I didn't have as much confidence in the sweeps because I felt like,
What do you mean sweeps?
well, they were just like the broader turns,
Okay.
like the end of the course and stuff like that. Going in and out of the cones was not a problem for me. Like those reactions were fine.
Until I get
Coming coming to like the 90-degree, that was fine. But I think it was managing the sweeps because my car was off balance and then trying to maintain the speed and the slide at the same time.
Were they off camber?
No,
No, I
it was
think my
kind of flat.
tires were worn
Wow.
and they were probably could have like if I had taken a couple pounds out of it, it probably would have been better. Now that I'm thinking about it because I didn't really have that nice edge on it. But
Hmm.
my tires were worn and I don't think that I had that outer grip that I wanted. Um, so I would be I'm not blaming that because I'm not sure, but I just know that my car felt a whole lot more roll in the wheels. Um, like not having a solid edge on my sidewall, if that makes
Hmm.
any sense.
Yeah, I
They
understand.
felt bald almost on that one part of the tire. So I felt that. But I'm not saying that was a reason why my car was doing what it was doing. But I would be interested to see what it would be like if I had, proper tires and, new
I
tires
think
on it.
5, 6 times out it wouldn't work.
So, what about your approach to the cones? Did you learn something there?
I just know that when I was doing it, probably when I was going into like the box for the hard right and coming out, I probably could have done that better. But I don't think my tight S's were a problem. I thought that I was pretty tight on those. I didn't hold anything very wide. Um, but
So you were backsiding the cones as you came through the solids?
I'm not sure because I didn't see anything. I don't think I knocked anything over, or if I did knock anything over, I didn't knock much over. Um,
I think she could have
but
done
here's the thing is
more.
that I really don't know because I don't know what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have to be somebody like videotaping it or somebody even telling me at the end because honestly, when I got to the end, I barely knew what the numbers meant.
Yeah.
Okay, because I wasn't looking for it more than I was paying attention to what everything was. Now that I know what everything is, I know how the course works and I know what to expect the second time around, everything would be way different. But I think this is like everything was new and, kind of going on to a course you're unfamiliar with and not a whole lot to explain because everybody kind of already knows what's going on. So it's not like I really had a learning experience on that. So
And they didn't do any type of like novice walkthrough or anything
they
like
did a
that?
walk. They did a walkthrough, but they really didn't explain everything
Oh.
or where my car should be. They didn't do the walk. You walk the course for the elevation on it or where the cones were and how much distance you had, but no discussion on where your car should be or what your entry should be or how you should approach everything. There was really no discussions on that. But that also could be them thinking that I had a number on my car and they probably didn't need that.
Oh.
And I didn't know to ask for it. So, but now I know going back in, well, now I'm getting better on, you know, what questions. And I'm sure when it came to the sweep, I think what they did say as they were explaining was you don't want your car to slide because sliding means you're not going fast. So try to keep all your traction, all your wheels going forward. You don't want to drift.
Mm-hmm.
Drifting isn't helping you here. So, and I do remember that conversation, but not so much about where to put the cars, going through. It's just, go through fast, you know. But, what does that look like? So, but I was trying to learn watching other cars
Yep.
and how they were doing it. Um, but it's also Miata, so I mean they're small, tight, and they're very reactive. So,
Yeah, they're great autocross cars.
You know what
You
I
know this guy, I've heard of this guy that has a great book on autocross techniques. What's his name? Ross, something.
Ross,
Ross.
yeah, starts with a B.
Yeah.
What's a B at the end? I think
Bug.
it's like a type of car.
Yeah.
I think it's a type
be.
of car his
Could
name
be.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heard that book is really good.
Yeah, I might have to look. I might have to find it. When you think of his last name, let me know.
Will do. Will do. In the meantime, I mean, if you can buddy up with, some experienced autocrossers.
If
Mhm.
one were to be on the podcast at some point, perhaps they could share a car with Miss Vicki because about the same size. I'm just saying.
I think someone would love to do that.
I
I
think
think that would be super fun.
I think I hook up with Max
Hmm.
and you hook up with Vicki
Hmm.
and Jen. And we can
And you
go.
guys can have Jeremy as long as he keeps his pants on.
Well, we know that's not going to happen.
But he's going in Max's car.
I think, yeah, really. That's another seat. I want a different seat.
Right.
I think we need a mass Devons event next season.
You definitely do. Yeah.
I think a beautiful spring day for autocrossing somewhere would be really lovely.
I think we need to make this happen.
Yeah. We can, I mean, we're all in the north anyway, so
And
we can certainly go east.
and we can go visit Miss Mia, make a big trip out.
Oh yeah, her friends all want to go racing now. She's been talking. Like my friends want to go racing. We should put them in autocross cars.
Yes, you should.
We can
Get
do that.
these. Get these kids out
Everybody
there.
drive cars up and put them on an autocross. So put them in a helmet.
We have enough
Yeah.
helmets.
Oh, I'll meet in Burlington.
Yep. Did we miss anything, Miss Audra? Did it sound like we screwed this up enough? Did we do our job? 11 errors that we could think
I
of?
think that you had a great experience, and like novice mistakes were made, but
Mhm.
that's
Nobody
okay.
died.
Nobody died. You had a great time. You know that you want to come back, and now you know that you should be a little bit less hard on me about being an autocrosser.
No, it's quite, it's reflexes is what it is. It's all reflex. What it feels like really snap thinking. Snap thinking is what it felt like. What about my car maintenance while I'm there? Maintaining air in and out constantly, and
Yeah, you definitely need to take a look at your tire pressures. And what we normally recommend to people is that you get some chalk and you chalk like you would to see where it is rolling over. You chalk on the little arrow things to see where they're rolling over, and you adjust from there. And when you have the right temperature, then that's what you maintain. So throughout the day, you'll probably be letting air out as they heat up. And you want to keep an eye on that, because if they become too inflated, again, you're going to get greasy. On hot days, you definitely want to look into a water sprayers, particularly if you are dual driving, because those tires will get super hot, and it's a good idea to keep them cooled down. Yeah, that's, and then the driver maintenance, make sure that you drink a gallon of water while you're there. Make sure that you pre-hydrate the day before. Get sun hats, umbrellas, lots of sunscreen.
Audra,
Mm.
it was a nice try, but I'm still going to make fun of you in autocross. There's no chance.
no.
It wouldn't be
I'll
you
tell
if
you
you did.
what. You can make fun of her when you get behind the wheel.
Me.
Yeah, in that whole description, I didn't hear who you were driving with.
I was somebody's got to do it. I give up my day so everybody else could have fun.
Well, we're gonna have to do something about that.
Indeed.
Yep.
I have my new eyes. I'm good. I'm good to go.
Yeah. Both are fixed now?
Yep.
The knee problem is all set?
Knee is good. Rib is good. Eyes are good.
Yep.
Now
The left baby toe is doing okay?
I'm just fat. We're working on that though. Inch by inch or pound by pound, whatever. We're getting there.
Oh.
Piece by piece. Next season. Rocking and rolling. Starting to get the feel. Miss Vicky's got a couple events to end this year, and then we will 2025 in the books.
Fantastic.
It was a rough one.
And you're going to go into 2026 as autocrossers. My work here is done.
Could we
just
tempt
runs
you?
her hand right through her hair?
All right. Well, if that's a podcast episode, I have to tempt you very hard after the episode, and see what we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Once the schedules come out, we should book a date and make it so.
3 more days as of record. Actually, when this comes out, most of the organizations should have their schedules out.
Yeah.
Yep. We can start planning.
Awesome.
Any interest in ice racing with us this winter?
I've never done that.
I know. That's why it needs to happen.
Yeah. I'm allergic to the cold. It's the only problem.
We can turn it up. We'll get 2 pairs of socks, some nice shoes, and Miss Vicki knows how to make hot chocolate. We can get this done.
There are no bad days, just bad clothing.
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard it a couple of times myself.
Yep. You don't want to be wearing boots. That's a bad day. So we'll see.
Well,
We'll
yeah,
see.
if there's an opportunity to do some ice racing, I've never ice cross. I've never done it.
Mhm.
And it does sound super fun.
It does. I think it needs to happen. We need to figure
Mm,
this out. We need winter to cooperate. I've had 2 straight years where I was ready and nothing.
yeah.
No frozen lakes. What's up? Is there any way we could get a hose out to Devon's and just spray the whole damn thing?
So we asked them about that, and we were not successful in our endeavor.
Ah,
Is there any
We
way we
want
could have a hose out there and just accidentally leave it on?
to. I don't think that we can make that happen.
They weren't thrilled with that idea.
They weren't. No, no, it's very unfortunate.
Hate when people get in the way of a good time.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right. We'll figure
there's
something out.
military entities that are also using that facility, so apparently it would impede their efforts for their own training.
And that matters to who?
Well, not me.
We're talking autocross. In the ice. Come on, you got to practice landing in all forms of weather. Why not? Just let us ice the whole thing down. See how good you guys are. Come on,
Right?
suck it up, you pansies.
Yeah. Isn't that how it works?
All right, no. Are they going to cancel the war because it's snowing? No.
Well, you have what is that? An abandoned mall that you're at?
Yeah.
Hmm.
hmm I asked him how much more dollars could we pay to instead of using this 1/4 of the mall parking lot, have the autocross go all the way around.
That would be hilarious.
They said it's not us, it's the insurance company. I'm like, damn
Hmm.
it.
So what we heard, for years we tried to get other sites.
hmm
And the thing that the people going out to do this were always told, that it went through like management and their insurance and everything. Everybody's like, yeah, go, go, it's great. And then it would get to the maintenance people and they were like, no way.
What's it going to do?
Well, that's what they were afraid of.
What's it going to do?
Mm,
We're not driving Bigfoot out there. We're driving 2,000-pound cars.
right.
All right. Well,
hmm
we'll conquer that battle. Ice racing
All right.
on the list.
Yes.
All right. Hopefully
Yeah.
we'll have that done next season.
That would be cool.
Audra, thank you so much for coming on and helping us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Our little
Always.
cross training.
That's right.
Yeah, I
That's
look
fun.
forward to next season when we get to go out and do it together. That will be super fun.
It will be super fun.
Hopefully we'll cut our arrows down to single digits.
Yes, yes, you will.
All right. Very well. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.